Hey, collective. Welcome to the channel Ascend with Me Tarot. My name is Dawn. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I was sitting here meditating with Spirit and asking them what do they want me to talk about. I was trying to get some messages, some ideas, and I heard loudly in my head, it's time to talk to the DMs. These DMs who are currently overcoming a karmic cycle of their own. Okay, these DMs who are dealing with the karmics still. Spirit wants me to bring in a message for these divine masculines. These divine masculines who are waking up, who are going through their awakening right now. So that's what we're gonna do. I sat here and I got my psychic tarot deck out, and these cards came out all at once because I asked about, well, what do you want me to talk to the divine masculines about? Okay, these are divine masculines who have been so karmic in the past that their awakening is heavy on them, is what I'm hearing. Their awakening, they're waking up to you, divine feminine, then waking up to their own distorted masculinity. It's really been taking a toll on these masculines. So that's why I feel like spirits want me to come in and bring this message forward. Hopefully it's going to be a message of encouragement for these masculines. Hopefully we're going to get some tea for them and be able to, help them see something clearly that maybe they're needing some type of confirmation on. But the energies that came up for the masculines are love begins, spiritual strength, emotional loss, which is leading to spiritual union. Okay? Spiritual union. Now, on the bottom of the deck, we've got speaking a truth about a material harvest that's leading to victory and success, something that they were hoping for, a wish fulfillment. Okay, they're hoping on some wish fulfillment, but they've been keeping it quiet, suffering in silence because they've been under some type of oppression. Okay, the divine is stepping in. This is their karmic energies. They've been suffering in silence with these karmic energies. I feel like their voice was stifled for a time, but God's stepping in for these masculines, okay? Sending in his troops, I'm hearing, to bring them victory and success. They're seeing the truth. They're getting their awakening. They're realizing that they're living in a spiritual world. They're realizing that, they have been too focused on the material, I'm hearing. They're realizing that they tied themselves to these karmic cycles because they were seduced by the world. They were seduced by materialism, by the fake boobs, I'm hearing, the fakeness of the world. They're not attracted to that. These divine masculines, they're not attracted to the plastic, I'm hearing. But they tied themselves to the plastic for the materialism, is what I'm getting, okay? It was feeding their ego. But God's stepping in, and, these masculines, they've been suffering in silence for some time now. We're going to see, I'm going to dig into all of this energy, okay? But these masculines, they are called, they have been suffering in silence, right? Because they've been so focused on materialism and not spiritual. They've been focused on material prosperity, not spiritual prosperity in their foundations. So that's coming to an end because they've been trapped in fear. A lot of these masculines have been imprisoned in spiritual imprisonment, okay, with these karmics. And they're waking up and realizing that, God's angels, which is the divine feminine, has come to set them free from their imprisonment. They're seeing you, divine feminine. They're seeing you open those prison doors for them in whatever ways you're doing that, whether you're out here spreading the message or loving unconditionally or showing up. I don't know, whatever you're doing, divine feminine, these masculines are looking at you. They've been afraid of us, divine feminine. They've been afraid of your authenticity. They've been afraid of your gifts. They've been afraid of the mirror that they see when they have to see themselves in your reflection. They've been trapped in so much fear. Which has been putting them through so many obstacles, so many challenges. This fear that they've been trapped in, but they're coming out of it. It's like Divine Feminine. You've woken up. You waking up is waking up your masculine, honey. Okay, you waking up to self-love. You waking up to your spiritual gifts. You waking up to expressing yourself and not holding back in fear of what others say or how others may perceive. Like you have no fear, Divine Feminine, and that's a beautiful thing, baby. Okay, but God has set us free. God has set us free from our imprisonment of self-doubt, fear, okay, materialism, anxiety, lack of confidence. Like God has been setting us free from spiritual oppression. And it's been us working hand in hand with the divine, with our spirit team, and trusting in the spiritual strength that's been offered to us, that's setting us free. But when we wake up and we look around and we realize that our spiritual prison has been every oppressor in our life has been those people that have been the closest to us that we were asleep to. It's like they've been your jailers. They come as family, friends, and lovers. Right? Those are the masks they wear. But when you start waking up, you realize they're energies that have been your jailers. They've been the jailers, okay? They never had the keys to let you out, though. Those keys, you had them in your pocket the whole time. You had those keys within you the whole time. So you go through your awakening and you find your keys and you step outside of your prison door. You step into your spiritual strength, into your gifts, into your healing. You come into union with God, with spirit, and then with one another. But this masculine, I feel like, he's been holding on to hope, Divine Feminine, hope for a wish fulfillment, and that's got a lot to do with you, beautiful, because you haven't given up hope on yourself. You haven't given up hope on the goodness, on love. You haven't given up hope on healing. And you haven't given up hope on your divine masculines. No matter how angry you get with these masculines, you're their teacher. Now, you forgive them, right? But forgiveness doesn't mean, okay, that you have to rush into relationships, right? I mean, union does not mean you live together, you're married, you're this, you're that. It may mean that, but that's not what it means. It means your hearts and your minds are in union. You're both in that energy of spiritual strength, right? You both get to ascend. We ascend together. You're both on the path of ascension. You're both awoken. It doesn't matter what it looks like in the physical, the relationship. What matters is the spiritual relationship, the spiritual energy that you guys are in. And you guys, these masculines, no matter what's going on in the physical, spiritually, they're waking up. They're becoming triumphant over the things that have been trying to keep them quiet, over the fear of their gifts. They're getting victory over this materialism. They're getting the courage to speak their truth. They're no longer trapped in fear of rejection, fear of emotional loss, fear of their own mistakes. They're now walking in these energies of hopefulness. They're claiming their fulfillment of wishes. They're ready, and it's because of you, Divine Feminine. It's because you haven't given up on yourself, Divine Feminine. So now these masculines, they're you've been their teacher. You've been their awakener, okay? And so these Divine Masculines, this is the energy I'm feeling. They're coming into this awakening. But they are dealing with some karmic, so we're going to look at that and give them some tea in just a minute. But let's do some. I want to give the masculine something for himself real quick before we see what the heck's up with the karmic over there. So love begins, Divine Feminine, for these masculine energies. Yeah, they're seeing through people's masks at this time. Let's talk about that. They're standing in their spiritual strength. They're connecting with their guides, their higher powers. Okay, they're believing in themselves again. They're no longer just focused on materialism. They're no longer, you know, feeling like they can't accomplish things. They're feeling victorious. Okay? Yeah, they've transformed. These masculines that I'm tapping into, they're in this butterfly energy. Their relationship with themselves is evolving, and the relationship with you is evolving to the next phase, Divine Feminine. They've been healing their inner child. They've woken up to see who their jailers are, I'm hearing. These masculines are waking up and seeing who their jailers are. Okay? Tell me more about Love Begins, please, Spirit. Yeah, in the past they felt like they were not enough for you, not enough for others. I don't care how cocky they look on the outside, Divine Feminine. You know, they strive so much to be big and bad in the material world, to be so tough, because really within themselves they were insecure. They felt like they were falling short. They felt like, you know, they were dark, and a lot of them felt like they were never going to see the light. It's almost like they didn't feel like they had a deservingness. You know, you hold the light, Divine Feminine, they hold the shadow aspect. But you guys come into union and you mix the shadow and the light together, and you balance it together. Okay? But these masculines felt like they were not enough. They were very self-indulgent. And Divine Feminine, I know a lot of y'all don't. It's like, I can't forgive him, but that's your job. Doesn't mean you got to take them and run away and be married and live together and go through abuse with these people, your masculines, you know, but it's your job to teach them about forgiveness and unconditional love. It's your job to heal from your own wounding, no matter whose fault the wounding, you know, you're not a victim. Right? You've been wounded and you want to turn away from your masculines. You want to make them the enemy. Right? You don't want to forgive them. They have hurt you. They have done some foul shit. And that doesn't mean that what they've done is okay. Not at all. But because it was so foul, the fact that you can still offer this energy of forgiveness and unconditional love, that's what teaches them. You can do the foul shit back to them, but that's not going to teach anybody anything. They look at you as being so spiritually strong, Divine Feminine, because they know what they've put you through. They know, you know, what it would have done to them if you would have done it to them. But you don't react the way that they react. You react with grace. You react with divine energy. That's what makes you Divine Feminine. You know, and depending on where you're at on your journey with it, you know, you're going to, Divine Feminine, if you're truly Divine Feminine, you're going to get to this point on the journey where you understand exactly what I'm talking about. And you're not going to be in your wounding to the degree where, you know, you're unable to forgive. You're meant to forgive. You're meant to teach forgiveness. Okay? Doesn't mean you tolerate bad behavior, but you use it as a teaching tool, just like God uses, you know, things for us as teaching tools. Right? That's what you're supposed to be doing as a Divine Feminine. Anyway, so Divine Feminine, you have spiritual strength, baby. And you're teaching this masculine also how to tap into his own spiritual strength. Okay? And in order for this masculine to transform this self-indulgent, not enough energy, he's got to learn that he is enough. He's got to learn that he is deserving of forgiveness, just like the rest of the world. He is deserving of love, just like everybody else. And it's through this emotional loss with his Divine Feminine that's going to trigger him and teach him. That's why the emotional loss between you guys is necessary, okay? It's actually, you know, when you get through the healing of it, when you find the forgiveness for one another, when you find your insights and you go through your awakening through the emotional loss, that's when that's when you're ready for spiritual union. And spiritual union doesn't mean y'all buy a house and live together. And it's about your hearts and your minds both being awoken to the divine, both being awoken to your power, both being awoken to unconditional love, forgiveness, awoken to the fact that you were under oppression and that you had karmics in your lives that were your jailers, like awoken. Your hearts and your minds are both ascending. Your consciousness ascends. Okay? But if you're holding on to energy of unforgiveness for one another, then it's gonna, it's gonna halt you wherever you find yourself on the journey, right? You got forgiveness and acceptance and releasing of the wounding is all part of taking the next step on the journey towards union, is what Spirit's telling me. Okay? But this masculine, he is transforming from this energy of self-indulgent, not enough, okay? And it's because you're willing to take a chance, Divine Feminine, and speak your truth. You're willing to risk loving this person unconditionally. You're willing to risk your own ego to forgive. You know what I'm trying to say? You're willing to break up and separate from this situation to stop the pattern. You're right? But because you break up and you separate, that's what's stopping the pattern. But that doesn't mean you walk away with resentment and pain and unforgiveness, because then you're just starting a new pattern, right? These masculines, you guys are giving each other the silent treatment right now. Y'all may have abandoned this connection at this point because you were holding on to unforgiveness for one another, because you were holding on to the pain that not only have you triggered in one another, but just, pain that needed to be dealt with, that has been implanted in you by your jailers, by your karmic people, in earlier in your lives, right? Or in past lives even. But you guys are each other's boat. Y'all are meant to be in this boat together. You're going to always receive what you need. You guys are going to progress. You guys are going to arrive at this spiritual union, okay? It requires a lot of moving on. It requires looking at your closure issues and finding divine perspective, higher perspective around those closure issues is what it requires, okay? But these masculines, they're having to dig deep into spiritual strength. They're feeling the emotional loss of you, Divine Feminine, okay? What is the spiritual strength? Yeah, because you nurture them. They're getting nurtured in compassion from spirit, from their own spirit team right now. But they're feeling this emotional loss of you, Divine Feminine, because that's what's teaching them. You're different than the rest. You're not like the karmics. You're nurturing, you're compassionate, you're loving, you're forgiving. You're teaching them what divine energy and grace and love looks like. That's what makes you the Divine Feminine. If you want to, react the way the rest of the world would react to this masculine, then you would be as karmic and not as Divine Feminine. Okay? Yeah. This masculine desires you. Ace of Wands. So he's getting a lot of nurturing from the divine right now, because he's been suffering in silence for a long time, this masculine has. He's been dealing with these karmic jailers. I keep hearing karmic jailers. He's been dealing with them for a long time, and he's waking up. It's these same people who feed this self-indulgence in him, who try to take hits to his confidence, put him down, right? Take from him. He's waking up and realizing, like, their masks are slipping. And I feel like he may have even chosen to follow this karmic path over this path with you, Divine Feminine, because he was trapped in fear at the time. So he wounded you, he hurt you. But that needed to happen to prepare y'all for spiritual union, because if the wounding wouldn't have happened, there would be no need for forgiveness, for compassion. There would be no need, right? There would be no way to have that lesson of unconditional love, right? But why is emotional loss here for this masculine? Yeah, he's healing his inner child. And look, there's the mirror. Look at you. You, Divine Feminine, are holding up that mirror that is forcing this masculine to look at his childhood, to look at his childhood wounds, and look at the ways that he harmed you, and look at the triggers, look at the reasons behind what made him feel like he could harm you, or, it's all childhood wounding. And that's an older woman holding up a mirror to a man who is looking in the mirror and seeing his little child self, his little boy self, his self that was happy and not wounded. You know, his self, it's like he's finding himself, his divine self, the self that doesn't react out of his wounding, that dreams and trusts and loves and just is just bees, right? He's finding his inner child again, but it's coming through this emotional loss that he's experiencing with you, Divine Feminine, whether it's due to what he's done to harm you or others, or what you've done to harm him, because it works two ways, right? But the spiritual strength of this connection is coming through y'all's compassion for one another. Y'all's compassion for one another is what makes you divine. So tell me about this spiritual union energy, please, Spirit. Ego, vanity, and pride has been what's blocking this spiritual union in the past, which is what I'm kind of talking about here, right? Your pride makes you feel like you shouldn't forgive somebody. Your ego, right? Your ego, you know, tries to hold you into the ways of the world. It tries to hold you back in that perspective of conditional love, and you hurt me, so I hurt you, and you know, well, my pride says I can't accept what you did to me. It's too much, right? That's your pride that's telling you you can't. When God's telling you you should and you need to accept, okay, heal and release the experience. Gain a higher perspective of unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness through the experience. And a lot of people may not like what I'm saying right now, and that's okay. We're all on different parts of the journey. But, you know, my masculine's waking up. I can feel it. And so it's coming, Spirit's telling me, through this energy of not trying to fight and point the finger, but speaking my truth in a loving way, speaking my truth and calling things out the way they are, but not coming from a place of vanity and pride, not letting my ego and my own wounding block me from sending out prayers and love and compassion and healing energy towards my masculine. Now, because I'm able to be compassionate, there's a renewal of our spark. There's a spark being renewed in this connection. In this spiritual union, we are ascending spiritually, emotionally, mentally. We are ascending consciously. We're ascending, okay? And I know it. I feel it. So if I'm ascending, he's ascending. Yeah, chemistry and passion is renewing in this connection for our collective, okay? You got to be, you know, it's never going to renew if you hold yourself to the wounding and you just kind of focus on all the, yeah, Spirit's saying you got to release, surrender, and purge. If you want a renewed spark, a union, you got to release all the waterfall of emotions, all the pain, all the wounding. You got to surrender it to God and say, you know what, God? I've learned through these experiences. Search your heart, right? When someone harms you or hurts you, if someone hurts you and you're like, well, I don't love them anymore, then you never loved them in the first place. You know? Because if you're truly loving unconditional, you love these people, you love the people you love unconditionally, regardless of their ability to love you, regardless of their awareness of love in the moment, right? You love them. Circumstances, you might hurt, your ego and your pride, your feelings might be hurt by their actions or their lack of or inability to love you in the same way in return, but it shouldn't change the essence of your being, your love for them. That's what I've been learning. That's why Spirit says search your heart. I mean, the people that have harmed me along my path, this is what shows me that I truly did love them fully, okay? Is because even despite the fact that I've been hurt, despite the fact that I've been misused, and abused in some cases. Despite that fact, I'm still able to be compassionate. I'm still able to send prayers and pray for healing. And I'm still able to nurture myself and others even. Like, it didn't turn me cold. It didn't make me hate anybody. I would never. That's how I know, like, I walk by divine grace. I walk in truth. Because I don't care how many agents the devil sends towards me. They might be able to affect the outer part of my existence, but they can't affect my inner world unless I give it power. They can't affect my heart unless I allow it to. They can't take me out of my divine nature unless I let my ego and my pride take over and give up my divine nature through my ego and my pride. And I refuse to do that. You know? So it's time to purge of the woundings, purge the energies of wounding, purge the ego and the pride, the vanity, purge the pain I'm hearing, surrender it to the divine, and surrender control of what this connection needs to look like in the physical. Understand, it's a spiritual union. It's a union of understanding between your soul. Your soul learns and grows. It's a spiritual union. It's okay if you need to release each other in the physical, but don't release each other holding on to anger, resentment. If you release each other with love. Release each other with forgiveness. Release each other with gratitude. Gratitude for the lessons y'all have learned with one another. And that allows not just you to ascend, but it allows your divine masculine to also ascend. And that's the whole point. For us to ascend. For us to come into divine union. Right? So masculine, he was suffering in silence. God's been watching over this masculine for some time. Yeah. Guilt and sabotage. But it's coming in reverse. He's about to reveal where, yeah, he was feeling guilty. In the past, he didn't feel guilty for sabotaging you, divine feminine, but now he is, because God's speaking to this masculine, showing him who you are, that you're the truth. Maybe this masculine had to hold back. Maybe, he had a lot of people in his circle sabotaging you, sabotaging him in this connection. But he didn't speak up about it. Maybe he didn't take up for you when these saboteurs were, coming against you, divine feminine. He was asleep. He's been part of this karmic group. When he was asleep, he thought these karmic jailers were like his friends. These people he was collaborating with, they're the ones who have him trapped in fear. They were set on his path to be his jailers until he woke up and took his power and his key back and set himself free. But now, he's seeing a truth, and he wants to move towards success in his spirituality. Yeah, look, Pluto is bringing in this transformation for this masculine. Okay, the truth is, this masculine is transforming, divine feminine. Even if you can't see it in the physical, spiritually, energetically, you already know it. You feel it. You sense it. You know it. And he is. I feel like Spirit wants you to allow this masculine room to grow and transform, and believe in him. Believe that he has that ability to grow and transform. Don't hold him in a matrix, in the box of your own pain, your own wounding of what happened with y'all in the past. That's you trying to put him in a box. That's you becoming one of his jailers. And you're not. You're his divine feminine. You're his teacher. You're his guide here in the physical. You're the one that's holding up the mirror and saying it's time to heal. You're the one who loves his little child self. You're the one who nurtures that child self. You're the one who despite, when our kids make mistakes, like say if you're like his mother energy, you're not, but you're, divine feminine, your mother, your daughter, your sister, your lover, you're all of that. You're the whole shebang when it comes to female energy for this masculine. But for example, when your kids make a mistake, your kids, wreck your car, do something completely horrible, do you then hate them for the rest of their lives? Do you then throw it in their face every single day and make them feel guilty, or do you then stop talking to them? No, you love your kids. You teach your children. Okay? You love them through it. You guide them. That's how Spirit wants you to look at your masculines. You are the divine feminine, the divine mother. That is your role. So it's almost like no matter what happened with your children, do you forgive them? I know me, I forgive my children no matter what. They can do no wrong. I mean, they do, but like, it would never make me turn my back on them. Every mother will tell you there's nothing that would make you turn your back on your child. Well, that's how you need to look at your divine masculines. Doesn't mean you give them leeway to mistreat, right? If you need to send them to their room, you send them to the room. If you need to separate, you separate, right? But you don't hate them. You don't walk in unforgiveness. You don't let your ego and your pride block your spiritual union. When your kids hurt your feelings, you don't, like for me, example, when my kids hurt my feelings, I never tell them they hurt my feelings. I'll go off and cry on my own because I don't want them to know they hurt my feelings, right? Because that would just hurt them. If you got to take time to isolate from your masculine, so be it. Do what you need to do. But remember, you're the mirror. You're the one holding up the mirror to help this masculine wake up, and so that y'all can both ascend. So y'all can both see where you've been oppressed by these karmic jailers. Okay? But the divine is all over this. The divine is telling this masculine to lay down his guilt for what he's done, how he sabotaged you. The divine is telling this masculine to love unconditionally, to learn about forgiveness, to learn and transform so that he can see the truth. To come out of this not enough energy, this self-indulgent energy. He's got issues with his self-worth. Okay, this masculine's been doing his shadow work. He seems real cocky on the outside, but the inside, he's just this little boy trying to find his place in the world. Okay? He gets frustrated in relationships because he has a lack of confidence. So he lets his ego, have him out here putting y'all in third parties, sending spiritual attack towards you sometimes even. Like these masculines, they've done some foul shit. They've done the most. They really have. But you were protected every step of the way, divine feminine. You have been. If they're the shadow side, you're the light side, right? The way it's time to mix the shadow and the light together. Become the gray. Become balanced, I'm hearing. But what is the divine, the universe saying to this masculine? It's time to renew his spark. The divine is telling the masculine, you're forgiven. You are loved unconditionally. Let go of your guilt, masculine, and renew your spark. Find your passion again. Did y'all just see my camera lights blink? Yeah, renew your spark, masculine. It's time for a renewed spark within your soul. It's time for you to find your self-worth, to love yourself, to understand that the things that you're feeling guilty about in relationships and the things that you're feeling guilty about for how you treated your divine feminine in the relationship, all of those things, Spirit doesn't want you to hold on feeling guilty and just living in this energy of self-pity. They want you to understand those things happen so you could be triggered to go within. You could be triggered into your shadow work. You could be triggered into seeing that you are the prodigal son. It's time to return home, I'm hearing. You are the prodigal son. Doesn't matter how long you stay away, you're going to get a party when you return. The divine's throwing a party for his prodigal sons. But the divine wants you to see that you are loved, that you are worthy, that you've been moving out of your fear and your ego issues, that you've projected all of those issues onto your divine feminine because she's just been holding up this mirror towards you and it made you mad, right? You didn't like seeing those things, so you took it out on your divine feminines, right? Yeah. But divine feminine loves unconditionally. She's been through the process just like you. Okay? She's not perfect, even though she may seem perfect on the outside. And maybe that makes you maybe that makes you angry because you know she's not perfect, right? Divine Feminine's not perfect. She's been on this healing journey too. She's just been standing in a little bit spirit. She's got that spiritual strength of nurturing and compassion behind her on a level that you are just waking up to, masculine. It's not that she's perfect, but she's a healer. She knows how to heal herself. She knows how to lean into the divine. And so do you once you wake up. Okay? But anyways, yeah, these masculines, they've taken, you know, they're dealing with karma right now, fate. They're on a detour. There's been divine intervention. So divine intervention is coming in to split this masculine from these detour. It's like this is where the masculine's finding himself in that karmic prison, oppressive prison. Here's where divine feminine is. Here's the fire coming down from heaven, the lightning that's striking the tree to split the tree. This side has growth and this side doesn't, and masculine's being asked to look at that, recognize that. Because the divine is intervening on you know, the path for these couples who are going into spiritual union, who are meant to be in their spiritual union. It's divine time to trust. Look, it's divine timing to figure out who you can trust and who you can't trust. It's time for spiritual care, self-care. It's time to recall your energy from these karmic jailers. It's time for your rebirth. It's time to come out of the cold, I'm hearing, okay? Yeah, you're getting these messages in dreams. So these masculines are, you too, feminine, you guys are receiving messages in your dreams that these cycles, these karmic cycles need to come to a completion. These jailers have to let you go. These people that have been silencing you, masculine, it's changing. You've been suffering in silence, right? That's changing. You're getting your voice. Your voice is leading to your true material spiritual harvest. You speaking your voice is leading to your victory and success. You feeling enough. You no longer, you know, being in that selfish energy, hiding your guilt, right? Own it. Own every part of your journey, masculine. Nobody's perfect. Feminine is not perfect. And she don't think she's perfect, but maybe that's what you think. I think that's another thing, divine feminine. He looks at you and he thinks that you think you're so perfect, but you don't. You know you're not perfect. You just know how to love. Yeah, he's seeing you in his dreams, divine feminine, and he wants to apologize. He wants to know, will you forgive him? Forgiveness and apology. So he's having dreams about apologizing to you. And it's coming down to divine timing. Masculine's being asked to trust what he's receiving because it's divine time for something. It's divine time for desires. Ace of Wands. Leo, Aries, Sag energy. It's divine time to step into good karma. Step into the North Node. Step into your cosmic birthright, I'm hearing. Step into your purpose. It's divine timing for you guys, okay? Is what I'm seeing here. Before, I don't know, I gotta get back to work, y'all. I've already been 30 minutes, but let's see what y'all want to say to one another, and then I'm gonna see what he's dealing with karmically, who these jailers are that this masculine's dealing with. But, alright, divine masculine, what do you want to say to the divine feminine? I know you are my counterpart. I do. I want to be able to come to you with my whole self. This is why I am silent. I am working on it and on me. The silence is causing me pain too. This masculine wants you to know that he is transforming divine feminine. He is finding his renewed spark. That's why you guys are in spiritual unions, mind and heart, soul union. Even if you're not in union in the physical, you're both in this spiritual union already, I'm getting. Okay, but he knows you're his counterpart and you know he's yours. He's saying, I would love to communicate with you. I know I have to be the one to reach out this time. I start to do it and then I stop myself. It is right there. I don't want to hurt you again. This causes me pain too. So he's looking at all of these sabotaging things that he done to you, Divine Feminine. The reason why he's not communicating is he's still learning how to lay down guilt for the things that sabotaged you. He's learning how to accept and surrender and just accept what was, what he's done without holding on to the guilt of it that's keeping him jailed. Right? He's learning to forgive himself and he's learning to step into the divine grace. He's going through a transformation right now. On the bottom it says, I know I caused pain and I caused myself pain too. I didn't mean to, really. I just didn't know what else to do. And now I don't know how to repair the damage. Is it even fixable? Okay. He was being stifled by some karmics, guys, is what I'm seeing. Like they were holding him back from even speaking on something. And it sabotaged you, Divine Feminine. But he's now, it's like God's coming in to give him his voice back. Okay, where he was stifled and couldn't speak in the past. Something's going on with him and these karmics that's going to give him his voice back. What do you want to say, Divine Feminine? I feel like time is passing us by. I feel like we've wasted a whole lot of time in this silence. I feel ready to see you. Do you feel the same? You're getting impatient, Feminine, with seeing this wish fulfillment, I guess. I feel like you didn't appreciate my love. Feminine, this is what Spirit wants you to not be in the energy of. It's not that this masculine didn't appreciate your love. He didn't understand it. He didn't appreciate it. But it was because he was asleep. He didn't understand it. He thought you were full of yourself. He thought that you was Miss Perfect. He thought that you were judging him, right? He saw your light and it messed with his shadow. It messed with his demons that he was holding on to, okay? So no, he didn't appreciate your love, but Spirit doesn't want you to hold on to that. He's been asleep. He can't appreciate something that he doesn't understand. But now he's getting understanding. He's being given spiritual guidance. Divine spark is being returned to this masculine. Divine understanding. Until you can come to me with your whole self, your authentic self, I'm focusing on my work and career right now. I'm focusing on other things. So you're just distracting yourself right now, Feminine. And you're doing what you're meant to be doing, right? Because you know that you and this masculine both understand that, if y'all are meant to come into physical union, it's going to have to be from a place where you're both whole. You can't heal one another. Yes, you will trigger one another continuing as you grow, but you can't. You have to be whole on your own in order for this union to work, or you're just going to continue to hurt each other, right? Feminine, I feel like you're ready and you feel like you guys are wasting time, okay? You know this masculine did not appreciate your love when he had it. But Spirit's asking you to forgive the fact that you were asleep at one time and so was he. Y'all were both asleep at one time. That's why maybe you didn't appreciate him too, right? I don't know, but Spirit's telling you to gain a higher perspective around that. But, he's over here saying he's becoming whole. That's why he's being quiet. You're not hearing from him or he's keeping his distance from you because he knows that in order for this to really, really work, he has to be whole because you're telling him, you've set your boundaries, you've put your foot down. Okay? You're telling him, if you're not your authentic self, if you're not whole, then this isn't going to ever work, and I'm not going to play this cycle out with you over and over. That's why he's in this den of karmics, I'm hearing, because they're the ones who get to deal with his broken self now, right? Like until he becomes whole and removes himself from those jailers, he's learning some lessons. Those karmics that are his jailers are now his teachers at this time. You've taught him everything that you could to this point, feminine. Okay, now it's time for him to learn from them. Because before, you guys can come into union, you both have to be whole and complete in your own selves. You have to have already dealt with your childhood wounds. But it's happening. This masculine is transforming at this time. His spark is being renewed. His soul is coming back to life, I'm hearing. All right, let's see what's going on karmically in this masculine's world right now. Because divine feminine, I mean, you're probably sensing it spiritually, but I don't think I don't think you're around this masculine to know what's going on with him and these karmics specifically. Like nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not spying on him or nothing like that. You're not around him. You're not getting information, things like that. So let's see what spirit brings up. Let's see, maybe this is for the masculine to gain some clarity about who his karmics are. Maybe he already knows. I feel like he does. He's transforming it. But let's see what is going on with the energy of these karmics right now, Spirit. Let's pull some energy. Spirit, tell me who these karmics are that this masculine is currently waking up to. His jailers. I just keep hearing that. They've been his oppressors. They've been stifling his voice. What are the energies of these karmics that are in this masculine? Okay, yeah, 5 of Cups. They're sad. They know that they've lost this masculine, is what I'm hearing. They know that they're losing. They're experiencing emotional loss too, and so is the masculine at this time. You're balanced, feminine. Yeah, he stopped having sex with them. He stopped so this masculine stopped moving towards these karmics, and if he was having sex with them, he stopped that. Okay, he's no longer taking action, so he's cutting these karmics out. And they're sad. They're acting all sad and depressed about it, okay? He's withdrawn from these karmics. He's not putting his energy and time into them anymore at this time. Yeah, he's not getting... Look, he's not giving them any loving energy. Queen of Cups, he's seeing them as emotionally manipulative. He's seeing what they've been up to. He's seeing them as the jailers, the oppressors, the saboteurs, I'm hearing. Okay? So he's not taking any action. He's moving forward. This is why he's transforming. This masculine's taking his power back from these karmic people that have been on his path. He's withdrawn. He's going within with the hermit energy, and he's seeing the truth. And he's doing the work. Okay? He's working on himself. He's doing the work. He's desiring this Queen of Pentacles energy, which is you, Empress. Or, let me see. No, this Queen of Pentacles that he was desiring could be one of the karmics that caused the delay. But you are a Queen of Pentacles too, but you're showing up as the Queen of Swords energy. No, he's got 2 karmics. No, you're the Empress. Okay, so he's got 2 karmics here that he was dealing with. The Queen of Pentacles he was having a sexual relationship with, and then there's a Queen of Swords he was stuck on. Okay? So there's 2 karmic feminine energies that he was dealing with that were causing delays on his path. Okay? You're this Empress who he wants to bring this 2 of Cups love offer to, who he sees as his new beginning, the world. But you're single. You're in the 9 of Pentacles. You're single over here. Okay, Empress? You're the one who is the 2 of Cups. The truth is, he wants to have a new beginning with you. He sees you working. He sees you independent and single, moving forward, working on yourself, and now he's doing the same thing. Okay? He knows he made you sad on this path because he was holding on to this Queen of Pentacles karmic energy and this Queen of Swords karmic energy, who was causing confusion. Okay? He's withdrawn and healing from the imbalance at this time, from these burdens that they caused. Okay? He's doing a lot of reflection on the imbalance that these 2 feminine energies brought towards your connection with him, Empress. That they sabotaged y'all's connection. It's a Queen of Pentacles and a Queen of Swords that were causing burdens. He was giving money to, or they were taking something from him. He might have been supporting them in some way. Yeah, he's keeping his true love a secret. He's keeping his true loyalty a secret because he knows it's going to make these karmics angry. And he could still be around these karmics, okay? They're angry because they know. They know he's been enlightened, but he's keeping it a secret. So he's not revealing his feelings about you, Empress. He's not revealing his true intentions, his loyalties towards you, Empress, because it makes him angry. Yeah, so he's just trying to have strength and missing you. He's praying for this strength like he's missing you, Empress, but he's trying to be strong. He's lacking a lot. He's trying to be strong, waiting on a reconciliation with you. In the meantime, yeah, he's releasing and rejecting and walking away from these other offers is what I'm seeing, because you're the high priest. Look, this is how it's coming up. We got an offer, okay, that he's walking away from with the 8 of Cups, that he's rejecting with the 4 of Cups, that he's releasing. He's realizing this is what's been holding him back with the 4 of Pentacles. You're this high priestess energy that's bringing illumination, that makes him happy. You're the star energy, that you're the wish fulfillment. You're the star in his eyes, okay? And he's making a decision that he wants to fight for this. He wants to bring a love offer towards you. He's this King of Pentacles energy. He's going through a transformation. So he's been stuck in materialism. That's what's transforming, this materialism. Okay, that he's bringing an end to. Money, things like that. How he's been showing up with these karmics over here. He's been matching this Queen of Pentacles energy that he has a sexual connection with, that's been causing confusion. That person's very materialistic. But he's realizing that person just caused delays on his path. He's looking at you. Yeah, you got a Queen of Wands, King of Cups. He's looking at, his heart is with this Queen of Wands energy, this confident, strong leader, feminine energy. You're a leader. You're strong. You're independent. You're the Empress. You're loving. You're a warrior, honey. You're the light. This King of Cups knows that you're his heart, his wish fulfillment. The 9 of Cups, you're the one that's in his heart. He wants justice, but he's been blocking out. Okay, he's there, so he's going to give you justice, Empress. You're going to get your justice for being blocked. Okay? I feel like these 2 feminines blocked and sabotaged y'all's path. Yeah, he's coming in. He wants a clean slate of some sorts. He wants to offer some type of partnership. He's coming in. Okay, yeah, there's a King of Swords energy that's been gossiping about you, Divine Feminine, from your past. That person just regrets losing the 10 of Cups with you because you let that person go and moved forward. That person was trying to be a third party between you and your masculine. So you got people on both sides of the fence, your fence and his fence, that are karmics that were coming in to try to, insert these swords in y'all's hearts. Try to keep y'all in this energy of unforgiveness so you don't find peace. But you guys are recognizing the manipulation. With the 6 of Wands, the Magician, you're the deceit, the deceivers, the jailers, the 7 of Swords. You guys are getting victory and success and recognition over those energies that just wanted to cause you guys mental conflict with the 5 of Swords. Those energies are now in judgment. While you're sitting over here pretty in this angelic energy of temperance, communicating to your masculine and giving him confidence. He's stepping into a leadership role as the Emperor. This connection is protected. There's nothing to worry about. Okay? This connection is protected by God. This is a divine contract. That's the 10 of Pentacles. That is going to grow after a betrayal. There's going to be a new beginning for these lovers. And it's changing a lot of stuff when it comes to these karmics. It's bringing the tower down on these karmics, these devil energies that basically try to keep you guys delayed. They're going to be wanting to talk and apologize to you whenever the good news of your masculine being set free from his jailers comes in. Okay, this masculine's coming out of the 8 of Swords. That's good news. These karmics that have been working for the devil, they have a lot to say about it. They have a lot to say about it with the Page of Cups. They're going to be owing y'all an apology is what I'm hearing. Okay? So these karmic people, this masculine's been dealing with, let me just see. Tell me about the karmic. Yeah, they've had him involved in sex addiction. What else? Yeah, one of them could be a younger lover to the masculine who have ulterior motives. So one of these females is younger. I think it's the Queen of Swords, is younger than this masculine, but she has ulterior motives. She might look like she's little Miss Innocent, I'm hearing, but she is dark. Wow, that's what I heard. I don't know who she is, but yeah, they're dangerous. Be careful. These women are dangerous. These karmics are dangerous. Yeah, there's a cousin that's a karmic that's dangerous. Spirit's saying they're not safe. There's an uncle that's not safe. Run. You had to run away from this, Divine Feminine. These people, they're dangerous. Run. This masculine's understanding. If you ran away, this masculine's understanding why you had to run away, I'm hearing. Abused. Yeah, they get readings on you. These people are watching you, Divine Feminine. They're getting readings on you, on your masculine, and they're trying to abuse. It's like they're getting readings on y'all and trying to get in front of what the readings are saying, but they can't do that because forgiveness and love, love will win every time. Forgiveness will win every time. It doesn't matter what you do in the physical. Yeah, they're being blocked. They used to be able to get this information. They can't get real information on you guys. They've been sent in circles. They can't get readings on you anymore, collective. Yeah, they wanted y'all to dump one another. You should dump him or her. These karmics are in your masculine's ear. A cousin is in your masculine's ear saying, oh, you should dump the Empress. You should, money. Had this masculine focused on money, on materialism, on being that King of Pentacles energy and ignoring his spiritual side, right? These energies were giving this masculine fake love. So they may have been paying someone to be a fake lover, even in your masculine's life. There's too many secrets to count, honestly. Like, there's so much going on here that when it all gets revealed, you're going to be so shocked, Divine Feminine. This masculine, he's been in on some stuff with these karmics. But he's waking up to realize that he's not the karmic. He's actually a divine masculine who's been oppressed and held to be asleep and jailed by these energies. And so he's pulling himself back from these energies because he's going through his awakening. He's moving forward. He's seeing the truth and putting work in. Yeah, these people were oppressing you and others. He's realizing who's his jailers. He's seeing who his jailers are. He's seeing who they are. He's seeing their tactics. He's realizing that, he was fooled by these people. He's realizing that you are the Divine Feminine and they're all just like jealous of you. That's why they pass so much hatred on you, Divine Feminine. He wondered why they didn't like you, why they talk so much about you. It's because they know who you are and they know who he is, but they didn't want him to know that. They didn't want you to know that. They wanted to keep you guys oppressed and asleep so they can continue to be your jailers. Yeah, they wanted you guys to be in this energy of lost love. Love is lost. They wanted y'all bound by other responsibilities so that y'all wouldn't see the spiritual union energy between y'all. So these energies have been putting a lot of responsibility on your masculine, okay? So that he couldn't focus on his healing, so that he couldn't focus on transforming and seeing you, Empress, for who you are. That's what they wanted. Tell me about this Queen of Pentacles energy, this sexual person. Yeah, hidden blessings. She's trying to hide money back from him. Yeah, Spirit's telling this masculine he's being asked to go in a new direction. He's going to be amazingly surprised by the detour. It's going to lead him into unknown territory. So this is somebody that he's used to holding on to, right? She's blocking his hidden blessings. She's like acting like she's this Queen of Pentacles that's like helping him or something in his life, like giving him something financial. Maybe she's helping him in some financial way, but it's just sexual, and she's really actually she's actually blocking him from his real blessings, okay? But he's pulling his energy back from her. What about the Queen of Swords energy? That, you know, this person has had him stuck, okay? He's been stuck on this Queen of Swords for some reason. Maybe he's been giving her money or helping her financially, or maybe she's been helping him financially, but it's really a burden. It's not help, it's burdensome. Yeah, that's coming to an end. This person is very, okay, so whoever this Queen of Swords is, she's very mental. She has mental issues, I'm hearing. She has a lot of anxiety. She smiles and acts like everything's okay, but behind the scenes, she's just always sad and depressed and angry and, you know, just mental. She's got mental health issues, I'm hearing. There's anxiety and worries. So he's seeing her as like mentally unstable because she is. Okay, what about Divine Feminine, Empress? Yeah, you guys have been arguing. Y'all have y'all's back turned to each other right now. See? Y'all are both in the water, which is representing this spiritual union energy all around y'all. But you have your heads in your hands, not looking at each other. You have your backs to one another. But the spiritual energy is still around you both, right? That's what I'm getting from this. You guys, you've been mad at each other. You've been arguing, letting these people get between y'all. You've been constantly fighting, and it feels like it's never ending. If you keep repeating it says if you keep repeating these patterns, it means that you have not learned your karmic lessons. That's what I was talking about in the beginning, Divine Feminine. You can be angry, you can and be in this energy of unforgiveness if that's what you want, but the karmic lesson is to see past that, right? To quit arguing with one another, to quit repeating these patterns. And you do that through acceptance, forgiving, purging of these lower energies. This is what makes you the Empress, is, you know, you have the solution, you have the understanding, you have the energy, the awareness, the wisdom to know how to overcome it. Okay? What about the masculine? Where's he at personally? Yeah, right now he's still trapped by his jailers. This masculine's in a karmic trap right now. But he's being set free. He's being released with this awareness that he's gaining. So he's been feeling trapped by these karmic people that he's waking up and seeing all around him, Divine Feminine. So he wants to isolate. He's finding a way to get away. I feel like there's going to be some divine intervention that's going to come in and bring this masculine a way out, whether it's a hidden blessing. Okay, there's something that's going to come in and give this masculine the ability to be able to move away from wherever he's at. But he's first got to let go of the guilt that he's been holding on to. That's what Spirit's saying. He's suffering in silence, and he's feeling guilty about something that he's done, Divine Feminine. And so when he finds acceptance of that guilt and he surrenders it to God, speaks his truth about it, okay, then he's going to be set free from this trap. It says there is a sense of guilt for betraying and leaving your partner. There is karma between you that must be resolved and should be resolved. So he may be having to deal with some karmic debt that he's got with these karmics over here too. That is something he's done. Yeah, he's in a repetitive cycle, but he's waking up from this repetitive cycle. How he deals with this. Let's see how, he's staying in a cycle because he feels guilty. Or he's staying over here with these people who are piling all this responsibility on him out of a sense of guilt, out of a sense of false loyalty or something. But it's really keeping him trapped in a repetitive cycle. So how does he come out of this repetitive cycle, Spirit? I think Divine's going to intervene and force him out of it, honestly. But let's see, Spirit, how does this masculine come out of this? Yeah, he's got to step out of the South Node, out of his comfort zone. He's got to quit clinging to these people. He's got to quit clinging to his guilt. He's got to quit clinging, okay, with what's comfortable, what he's used to. Yeah, and he's got to quit letting his fears limit him. Limitations and fears, right? He might not realize that he's been limiting himself by fear, because maybe he thinks fear is something else. But fear is when you limit yourself by fear when you don't believe in yourself. When you don't step outside of your comfort zone, that's fear too. When you cling to what everybody else thinks you should do or how you think you should show up because everybody else says so, right? That's why this masculine's trapped. But I feel like he's about to come out of this. Yeah, because now he's learning, because of you, Divine Feminine, he's learning how to pull his energy back and focus on self-care. Look, he's learning, yeah, in the present, he's very grateful. He's very grateful for you, Divine Feminine. He's finding gratitude in this present moment, and he's learning to focus on self-care. He's learning to overcome these karmic energies. The climax, the ending is here. He's stepping outside of his comfort zone. He's learning to isolate himself from these people who take so much from him, who cause you two to fight so much. They cause a lot of arguments and out of balance energy between you and this masculine in the past. They've caused a lot of delays. Okay, but it was all necessary, you know. But the masculine is starting to see things clearly, is what I'm getting here. He's been on a detour with this Queen of Pentacles energy, who he has some type of sexual chemistry with. Okay? She's, you know, he felt like she was some type of blessing or something, but really he's realizing she's just a karmic. Whatever he's given her, he's helping her with something financially. Thinking that she was this hidden blessing, but she really is karma. Anyways, he's being asked to do something differently when it comes to that Queen of Pentacles energy. But alright, Feminine, I love you guys so much. I got to get back to work. I'm already an hour into this thing. So, yeah, take it how you want to take it. But this is what Spirit brought up for the collective today. I love y'all. Thank you guys for being here. Stand strong, Empress. Keep looking beautiful, independent. You're single. Right, you got some new beginnings coming in. This masculine wants to bring you this love offer, this Two of Cups, but you're an Empress. You're whole. You're already in your Empress energy, your Temperance angelic energy. So he knows he can't approach you unless he also matches you with the Temperance Emperor energy, which is the angelic Emperor energy, right? A leadership role, not this sexual addiction, money-centered energy. He's got to find his wholeness. He can't keep holding on to his limitations and his fears and stay clinging to his comfort zone and putting everybody, all these karmics before himself. Like he's got to figure that out. And I think he is, Divine Feminine. I really feel like he is. And you guys are, you know, you're already coming into this spiritual, energetic union. And so congratulations, whether it's going to happen in the physical or not. I mean, I'm sure it will. Let's talk about that. Hold on. Spirit, is the Empress and the Emperor going to come into their physical union? I mean, you guys are already coming into this spiritual union, but what about the physical for the Empress? And oh yeah, it's about to be easy breezy for you guys. Yes, you're coming into physical union. It says no relationship is easy, but it shouldn't be a war either. You will work together and make room for improvements in your connection. So yeah, you guys look, you guys are coming into union. They got their hands together, they're mirroring each other, legs up, easy breezy. Every relationship takes work, right? You guys don't have to be at war with one another. Okay? If you hold on to jealousy and if you hold on to each other's imperfections, then you'll stay separated though, and you won't be able to come into union. So, you know, you gotta heal. There's a need for an apology and forgiveness if you want to come into union. So take that how you want to. I love you guys. Bye.